Judge, on the be court is now in session. Judge, this is the case of the mouse.
Thank you. You all may be seated. Is Miss or Mrs. Mouse?
It's Miss Mouse. I remarried.
Okay, Mrs. Mouse, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
So my husband, ex-husband, was in jail for a while, and I found out that he is currently making more than $20,000 extra than what he previously stated, and so I would just like some help raising the kids.
Okay, if he makes $20,000 more extra, why did you need to tell me that he was in jail previously?
Because it was not on the record that he was making $20,000 more, and I'm not exactly sure where he's getting it now, but it's fine. I just would like more help with the kids.
Okay, I was just confused as to why you were bringing that up, because obviously if he went to jail, he served his time, and that's not relevant to any money. Unless you're trying to, say that he got the $20,000 from wiring money in prison or jail or whatever.
I have no idea.
Okay, so we're just going to leave that alone, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
The video opens with Judge Roz presiding over a child support case involving a woman named Ms. Mouse. She explains that her ex-husband, who was previously incarcerated, is now earning $20,000 more than he had initially disclosed. As a result, she is seeking an increase in child support for their 2 children. Ms. Mouse highlights the financial burden she bears alone, covering the cost of expensive extracurricular activities, such as competitive cheerleading and baseball. Judge Roz questions the relevance of the ex-husband's past incarceration, clarifying that it only matters if it relates to his income. This exchange sets the stage for the central conflict: a mother pursuing fair financial support in light of the father's increased earnings. The segment concludes with Ms. Mouse stating that she currently pays $21 per month for the children's health insurance.
Anything else you want me to know before I move over to him?
Yes, I pay the kids' health insurance.
Okay, how much is that?
$201.
$201.
Yes.
Is that for you and the children, or for you? The children only.
The children only.
Okay, got it.
Yes, and our little girl is about to start cheer, competitive cheer, which of course everyone knows is incredibly expensive, and our boy's about to start baseball, which is again expensive,
Right.
and I pay for everything: the food, the water, literally every single thing, and
I believe every other person that is in here probably pays the same thing.
Of course, yes.
Let's talk about the children.
Yes, but I would just like a little bit more, since I know that he's making a little bit more.
Okay, all right, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you have to say about what she said?
So, her husband, Joe, makes plenty of money. He
Alright.
is a board member on a private equity group.
Okay, what does Joe have to do with this case? Is he the father of either of your children?
No, but they're on his insurance.
All right, so that's a good thing, right?
It's a great thing. So she's not really paying for it out of her pocket, I guess is what I'm saying.
Okay, well, it's not required that she pays for it out of her pocket. It's only required that the children are covered, and you're not doing it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're not gonna throw daggers in here.
Okay.
You threw a dagger at him, now you wanna throw a dagger at her. That's not what this is about. This is strictly about money for these kids.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
can we keep it about that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now continue.
So I was in jail, and I've been out for a couple of years now.
All right.
And I was not making $60,000 before I went to jail.
All right.
My wife and I, my ex-wife and I, had a shop that we ran, and
The father reveals that he is currently employed at a private equity group and recently secured a $22,000 endorsement from a gym that caters to individuals with special needs. When he initially hesitates to disclose his exact salary of $82,500 per year, Judge Roz firmly pushes for full transparency. Tensions escalate as the judge uncovers an additional $500 that he failed to report, accusing him of intentionally withholding financial information. This segment emphasizes the father's evasiveness about his earnings, set against the judge's unwavering demand for honesty. His involvement in a charitable cause introduces complexity to his character, particularly when contrasted with his reluctance to provide full financial support for his own children.
after going to jail, I came out. When I was in jail, I met a couple of guys that invited me into a program to help kids with special needs. When I got out, and they gave me a job, and I recently got an endorsement to help fund a new gym that we are starting.
Okay,
Again,
now we're getting to the important
for children
stuff.
with special needs.
That's great.
Yes, ma'am.
So you said television endorsement, or
Yes, ma'am.
is this an endorsement that's
It's
not on television?
It will be. It will be on television,
Okay.
and it will be the endorsement will also be for marketing for the new gym that we are opening.
Great. So with this endorsement, how much money will you be making?
So it's not. It's could be going. It will be going to our business. It will be an additional $22,000.
All right.
That, again, we hope to get new equipment and put in handicap ramps and
Okay,
special.
you're saying a whole lot, not answering my question.
Okay.
So how much will you be making a year?
I'll be making $82,000 a year.
$82,000 a year. Okay, that's a nice little piece of money. Okay, and so you do understand that you will be paying an increased amount in child support based off that endorsement, right? And although, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And although it has not started yet, it's getting ready to pretty soon, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So because of that, we're going to base your child support off of that $82,000. That's the right thing to do. It wouldn't make sense for her to have to come back once it takes effect and ask for the increase. It's going to happen today.
Okay.
All right. So based on 82, well, actually, based on what you provided in court, is $82,500 that you'll be making. Were you trying to shortchange your children?
No, ma'am.
So why didn't you?
Judge Roz calculates the revised child support payment based on the father's $82,500 annual income, setting the monthly amount at $1,370.72. She adds an additional $21 to reimburse the mother for health insurance, bringing the total to $1,571.72 per month. The judge emphasizes that this payment is intended to cover all the children's essential expenses and firmly advises the mother to explore other options if it proves insufficient. This segment offers a clear legal resolution outlining the father's financial responsibilities. While the father agrees to the terms with some reluctance, the mother expresses satisfaction, signaling closure to the dispute. Judge Roz's direct and assertive manner reinforces the fairness and authority of the legal process.
$500.
I apologize, ma'am. $82,500.
You knew the amount, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you come in here to play games with me?
No, I did not, ma'am.
Okay. So $82,500 is
ma'am.
what you make a year.
Yes,
Correct?
ma'am.
Okay.
Right.
So based on that, I have your gross at $7,000 a month for a net of $5,482.88. Do you have any other children outside? These are your only two children, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So based on that, I have your child support obligation at $1,370.72. Oh, wait. She pays health insurance. So you know you have to reimburse that to her, correct?
I do not, ma'am.
Well, now you know. You have to reimburse that to her. You're more than welcome at any time to enroll the children in your own health insurance program, but as of today, based on her testimony, it's going to be $201 that you reimburse to her. So when you add that to your monthly child support obligation, it comes down to a total obligation of $1,571.72. Okay? And ma'am, I think that will be more than enough to cover cheer competitions in baseball. And if it's not, I suggest you go do something else in increasing your income or whatever it is that you have to do.
Of course.
Okay? Do you all have any other questions or concerns for me before you leave here today?
A tense moment arises when the mother reacts with a smirk upon hearing about the father's work with individuals with special needs. Judge Roz swiftly intervenes, calling out her behavior and reminding her to maintain respect in the courtroom. This exchange exposes the emotional undercurrents in their co-parenting relationship, highlighting the mother's unresolved feelings and the father's attempts to rebuild his life. The judge's firm yet timely redirection refocuses the discussion on the children's well-being and helps maintain a respectful atmosphere. This segment adds emotional depth to the case, illustrating that the challenges of co-parenting extend beyond financial responsibilities.
Why are you smelling so hard?
I just thought it was humorous that his job is reflecting on kids with special needs, and he's just going out of his way to do stuff for kids with special needs whenever he doesn't do stuff for his own kids. But now that he's making an effort to try to help them, it makes me happy.
Oh, well, that's good. Okay, but that smile was snarky. That's not cute. And that won't be tolerated in my courtroom. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. If there's nothing further, you all will be dismissed.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hi guys, we've reached the educational portion of our show. I just wanted to go over what you all witnessed in the case of the mouse. So, Dad was incarcerated previously. He made a certain amount of money. He's been out of jail for a few years now. Mom wants an increase in child support. Can she do that? Well, absolutely, she has the right to do that. In Texas, you can modify a case every 3 years or when something materially or substantially changes with your case. So in this case, the material and substantial change was not only that Dad was out of jail now, but that he also receives an increase in the amount of money that he made prior to going to jail. Now, the things about him going to jail and some of the other things that you heard come up in the case, totally irrelevant in terms of calculating child support, and it's just that simple. Do you know of anyone who's experienced a similar situation? Be sure to subscribe to our channel and make sure you comment below. You never know, their story may end up as a scenario on our show. After all, these kids aren't raised on air alone. Support Court with Judge Monty.
In the final segment, Judge Monty, also known as Judge Bond B, offers a clear legal explanation of the case's broader implications. He explains that in Texas, child support can be modified every 3 years or when there's a material or substantial change in income. He also clarifies that a parent's criminal history is not considered in support calculations unless it directly impacts their earnings. This segment serves an educational purpose, helping viewers understand how family law operates, particularly in post-divorce financial matters. By distinguishing emotional concerns from the legal framework, it provides valuable clarity for those facing similar circumstances. The episode concludes with an invitation for viewers to share their own stories and subscribe for more content. Judge Monty signs off with a reminder that these kids are raised on child support court, reinforcing the show's mission. The closing music and applause bring a sense of resolution while encouraging continued community engagement, effectively linking the case's conclusion to its broader social message.